Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and the county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Sergeant Atam, kindly ring quorum bell for the first 5 minutes. I'm not able to support Majority Chief Whip, but the deputy is there. So kindly, Honorable Jennifer, confirm if we have quorum.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There is no quorum.
I'll still direct that the sergeant at arm to ring quorum bell for a further 5 minutes. Madam Whip, Honorable Jennifer Bonyo, kindly confirm if we have quorum to proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have enough quorum.
Mr. Clerk, kindly take us to the order of the day.
The third assembly, fifth session, order paper number 407 of today, Tuesday, 28th April 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, it is statement hour. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Lumumba Wade.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to make a statement pursuant to orders number 41, paragraph 2C. My capacity as the Deputy Majority Leader to present and lay on the table the County Assembly a statement informing the County Assembly of the business coming before the House in the following week. Madam Speaker, this is therefore to bring to the attention of members and the County Assembly that for the week commencing on Wednesday, 29th April 2026 to Tuesday, 5th May 2026, the Select Committee on Assembly House Business at its last meeting approved the following tentative businesses to appear in the order papers as follows. Madam Speaker, on Wednesday, 29th April 2026 at 9 a.m., the following papers will be laid. The Chairperson of Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security Committee, Honorable Moses Ochele, will table the committee reports on the inquiry into the state of security in Kisumu County. To consideration of the Kisumu County access to information policy 2024. Notices of motion, Madam Speaker. The Chairperson of Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security Committee, Honorable Moses Ochele, will give notices of motion for the committee reports on 1, the inquiry into state of security in Kisumu County. 2, consideration of the Kisumu County access to information policy 2024. At the commencement of the business, Madam Speaker, the Chairperson of our committee on source revenue, Honorable Lumumba Wade, will move a motion for approval of their request for extension of time by the ad hoc committee on source revenue. On Wednesday again, 29th April at 2:30 p.m., at the commencement of the business, the Chairperson of the County Budget and Appropriation Committee, Honorable Joachim Okech, will move a motion for the adoption of a committee report on the proposed Kisumu County Fiscal Strategy Paper, financial year 2026-2027. On Thursday, 30th April 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Madam Speaker, the chairperson of the Implementation Committee, Honorable James Omolo, will move a motion for the adoption of the committee report on the implemented status of house resolution on the encroachment of riparian areas along Paga Beach in Kisumu West. Then on Tuesday, 5th May 2026 at 2:30 p.m., there will be a statement by the Leader of Majority who will issue a statement pursuant to orders number 41(2) of C of the standing orders. That is, business is coming before the County Assembly for the week commencing on Wednesday, 6th May 2026. And at the commencement of business, Madam Speaker, the Administration of Law, Justice, Constitutional Affairs, Good Governance and Security Committee, Honorable Moses Ochele, will move a motion for the adoption of the report in consideration of the Kisumu County Access Information Policy 2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and that's all for the day. Thank you.
Honorable members, it is still statement time. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Commencement of business. Number 8, motion that this House adopts the report of PICPA Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 by the Honorable Kennedy Oko.
Yes, Honorable Kennedy Oko, Chair PICPA Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'll be moving my notes and I'll be reading my notes in the moving notes. And on behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, PICPAC, and pursuant to the Kisumu County Standing Orders 188, I wish to present to this House the report of the Committee on the Audited Financial Statement of Kombewa County Hospital Financial Year 2024-2025. It is instructive that Article 229(8) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the County Assembly within the 3 months after receiving an audit report to debate, consider the report, and take appropriate action. The committee held 3 sittings, during which it received both written and oral evidence from the management on audit queries raised by the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital Financial Year 2024-2025. Honorable Speaker, the opinion of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 was qualified opinion, implying that, except for few issues that the Auditor General highlighted under the basis for opinion sections of the report, the financial statement of the facility presented a true and a fair reflection of the financial position of the facility. The committee noted weaknesses in financial reporting and internal control affecting key balances in the financial statement. There were inconsistencies in the reporting of cash and cash equivalent, excluding unexplained variances between the statement of financial position and the supporting notes, as well as unreconciled bank items and inadequate support M-Pesa receipts. Similarly, revenue from the rendering of services, particularly SHA and NHIF claims, reflected major discrepancies across the financial statement. SHA portal records and the county receiver of revenue. Further, the committee observed deficiencies in record management and compliance with reporting standards. Inventory records were unsupported by signed stock sheet and exhibited significant and reconciled variances between bin cards and ledger balances, raising concern over accountability and internal control. In addition, receivable from exchange transactions lack adequate supporting schedules and aging analysis at time of audit, limiting verifications of their accuracy and recoverability. Honorable Speaker, in the report on lawfulness and effectiveness in the use of public resources, the committee observed that although statutory deductions were eventually remitted, this was done outside the prescribed timeline, exposing the facility to penalties and demonstrating non-compliance with legal requirements. Further, there was significant revenue risk arising from high volume of rejected SHA claim amounting to Kenya shillings 18,865,880, mainly due to incomplete documentations and weak internal control verification. Mainly due to incomplete documentations and weak internal verification controls. The committee also established that the hospital lacked a proper and compliant asset management system. The asset register did not meet national treasury requirements. Key asset details were missing, and assets had not been tagged, exposing them to potential loss and misuse. Despite management indication of planned action, no tangible progress was demonstrated. Honorable Speaker, the committee, having held sittings with the management and the Office of the Auditor General, had made a number of corrective recommendations aimed at strengthening financial management and accountability within the facility. Key among those are the enforcement of timely remittance of statutory deductions in compliance with legal requirements, strengthening of internal control, including regular reconciliations and proper documentation of financial transactions, and the establishment of robust revenue assurance mechanism, particularly through improved verifications and the resubmission process for SHA claims. Further, the committee has recommended for preparations and approvals of comprehensive staff establishment to guide human resource management, as well as the development and maintenance of compliance and up-to-date asset register, coupled with the immediate tagging of all hospital assets. In addition, the committee has emphasized the need to enhance record management, periodic internal audit, clear accountability of frameworks to address lapse and prevent recurrence. These measures are intended to promote transparency, safeguard public resources, and improve service delivery at the facility. Honorable Speaker, I wish to register my appreciation to fellow honorable members of the committee, the Office of the Speaker, and the Clerk of the Assembly, the Committee Secretariat, and the Office of the Auditor General for the facilitation and technical support that made the production of this report possible. I also thank the management for Kombewa County Hospital for honoring committee invitations and timely submissions of their responses. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, I now wish to present this report on the consideration of Auditor General's report on the financial statement of Kombewa County Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025, and urge this House to adopt it. Honorable Speaker, I hereby request that this House adopt the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of Auditor General's report on the financial statement of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for financial year 2024-2025. May I call upon Honorable Rakwach to second. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Rakwach.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion which has just been moved by our very competent Chair, Honorable Uko. Honorable Speaker, I have to say that our facilities need to be a little bit more serious so that they can improve the auditor's opinion because here we have qualified opinion. But I think if they would have tightened their belt a little bit more, then the facility would have moved from qualified opinion to unqualified opinion. There are simple mistakes like asset register not meeting the National Treasury requirements with the key asset details missing. And this is a standard which is there and it is known. So if at all they would have complied with the National Treasury standard, Honorable Speaker, then it would have not appeared in the auditor's report as a query. Honorable Speaker, even the variances, get that there were variances which they could not, the facility could not explain. These are the variances between the statement of financial position and the supporting note. So you realize that there are some expenditure which are not well supported and they could not explain as at the time that the documents were being given to the auditors. Some even to the time that the committee was deliberating on the same. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, even the statutory deductions, especially on NSSF and SHA, you realize that the deductions are made but are not remitted on time. The financial year lapses on 30th of June, while as from January they have been deducting, but they are not remitting until July, when we are in the following financial year. That is when they deduct. That is when they remit. And this one has even exposed the facility to penalties because of non-compliance. These are simple things. We don't know whether the facility or the management was still keeping money somewhere to attract some interest. We don't know, Honorable Speaker. But these are things that if can be avoided by our facilities, then I think all our facilities can have an qualified opinion, which is the best opinion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support the report. I second the report. Thank you.
Honorable members, a motion on adoption of the report of PIPA Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 has been presented and seconded. I want to propose a question, and I propose that the motion on adoption of the report of PIPA Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 is open for debate. Yes, Honorable Pamela Ward.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've heard the report of the auditor report. And I want to say, money once deducted from an employee needs to be remitted. Monies like SHA money means people are denied health. We are being unfair to our employees. Secondly, we are ever in one stage of opinion poll of the auditor. I think we should strive to work harder so that we get better opinions. The report is well done, and I want to thank the Pick and Pack Committee who has done the report. The gaps needs to be addressed, and how I wish this county would have a department of evaluation and monitoring to make a follow-up on what has been audited so that we improve on our work and our efficiency. I want to support the report.
Honorable James Were of Nyalenda B.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, a qualified opinion in audit means that the auditor was able to map or flag out some specific issues that are material but widespread and that cannot even invalidate the whole report. Madam Speaker, many a times we find issues that have been pointed by the Auditor General that we fail to act upon. Madam Speaker, we have several reasons that the committee has pointed out as to why our facility, Kombewa Level 4 Hospital, was able to get that qualified opinion. Mr. Speaker, the report is speaking about incomplete and unsupported financial records. These are things that we've talked about each and every time. These are things that we need to address once and for all so that we move from one step to the other, so that we move even from a qualified opinion to unqualified opinion. Madam Speaker, other things that were mentioned are like procurement, irregularities, weak internal controls. What can we do as a county to ensure that we don't have weak internal controls? Since we lack segregation of duties, we find that same person is authorizing, is processing, and recording transactions. These are things that we need to correct so that we put our records in line with the provision, the financial provisions. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, moving forward, there are things that we need to put right so that we can improve on our opinion. We need to strengthen financial controls, as that was mentioned by the report. We need to, under that, we need to ensure that we enforce segregation of duties. Madam Speaker, we need to introduce regular internal audits so that before the Office of the Auditor General comes, we've done our internal audits. We've mapped out all where our weaknesses are and we address them. Madam Speaker, again, moving forward, we must do proper asset management and we must do capacity building for our people. This will ensure that there are PA. It will ensure that they know whatever is required of them and they need to do what is right and at the right time, so that by the time our auditors are coming, things are put right so that we have the best opinion so far. Madam Speaker, I therefore beg to support the report. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Bill Oliver of Kubura Ward.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to First, thank the committee on PICPAC for the report. Madam Speaker, I also want to join my colleagues in debating this report. Madam Speaker, when we got to this assembly, we got reports. Some of them are not very good reports from the auditor, but I'm happy and I believe we are being hopeful, and there's hope for Kisumu County that at a particular time, most of our reports will get to a point where we'll be saying we have unqualified reports, which means a clean report. Madam Speaker, all the institutions in the county government, the hospitals, all the other institutions, they are public institutions, and we need to show the public that really their monies are spent well and they are getting value for their money. Madam Speaker, the reason why audit is done is one, because we need to be financially credible and at least show some transparency to the public and within. Madam Speaker, audit also is done to show that we are compliant with the laws and regulations of the land. And thirdly, it also helps us to detect fraud and errors that may be in the system that we run. Madam Speaker, I'm saying this, and I'm really hopeful that one day we'll get to a point where our reports get to a point where they show that they are unqualified and the public can get value for their money because they see nearly everything that we are doing and everything that all the hospitals are doing. If you look at this report, Madam Speaker, the issues that have been raised, being qualified is not enough. And that's why I'm repeating, we need to get to a level where we have unqualified reports. Because the qualified report opinion is showing us that at least the financial statements are mostly true, except for key issues that have been flagged. And if you look at this report, there are very many issues that I want to say just show incompetence. One, we have cash inconsistencies. We have unexplained cash that amounts to around 5.98 million. We have rejected SHA claims. And Madam Speaker, we must remember that the SHA claims, they help to run these hospitals. But then, if we have very poor documentation that ends up the report being rejected, it means we, at some point, if it continues, we might end up not meeting our financial obligations in Kombewa Hospital. Madam Speaker, from the report, there are many other issues apart from the ones I've said. And from the report, we can see that the root causes that are getting us there to have a qualified report is because, one, we have weak internal controls, we have poor record keeping and documentation, and that shoots us to the kind of staff that we have, Madam Speaker. So I want to believe that the hospital in future will do a thorough work so that they get to a point where the public can fully trust their reports and the auditor will give them an unqualified report. Madam Speaker, I want to end there and support the report. But again, as a county, we should work on the employees that we have and also trainings, more trainings for these people so that we give good reports to the public. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Nyauke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me join my colleagues in supporting this report. Madam Speaker, I want to draw this House to the attention. I want to draw the attention to this House, particularly the issue of SHA. Madam Speaker, we realize that the issue of SHA going forward, all our institutions should make sure that the reporting system of this SHA is done according to the standards and the relevant sections of the law that requires the applications of SHA. Madam Speaker, in most of our institutions, in fact, if you look at all these reports, we tend to have a common problem, particularly in reporting of SHA proceeds. And Madam Speaker, we have seen even some of our institutions that render services that end up not being paid for at all. By the time we raise the claims after actually rendering the services, then we find the organizations which are in charge of SHA refusing to pay what already we have spent in our institutions. Madam Speaker, let us not take the blame by not reporting the way that they are supposed to be done, Madam Speaker. Because if we continue like this, then our institutions are going to lose money. We are going to render services, and at the same time, we don't get the refunds back equivalent to what we have used in our institutions. Madam Speaker, we are all aware that the SHA system sometimes is up and down. This is a discussion and engagement that we already had with the SHA official, particularly as members of the committee at some point. But we see they also admit that there are certain issues that still need to be complied with, and there are certain issues that they need actually to sort. Now, to help our institutions, we must ensure that the relevant persons, the officers who are in charge of these particular items are trained accordingly, just as my colleague, Honorable Bill Odhiambo just mentioned. We need to make sure that they are properly trained so that we don't, like losing 18 million shillings is not a simple thing to do, Madam Speaker. And I think going forward, all the committee responsible, particularly I can see the recommendations they've given here, which are very vital and fundamental. And I think the chair of implementation, I'm a member of the implementation committee, so we would want to see into it that these recommendations which have been given by the committee are adhered to, so that we minimize the fundamental loopholes that we have that may not make us receive the refunds of what we have already used in our institutions. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to support.
Yes, Honorable Retty Boyton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, may I call the remote reply?
Honorable Kennedy Oko.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, first let me thank the House for contributing to this matters concerning finance and audit issues done by the Committee of PICPAC. This is one of the committees of the House, and I really appreciate members for taking part and doing what is necessary. Madam Speaker, I may like to say with audit, we have financial audit. Then we have the other side of lawfulness and effectiveness in the use of public resources. All these are just audited. Auditing does not mean somebody has stolen some money, but the way things are being done. We also have matters of internal control, which was flagged out very clearly, that without matters of internal control, where we have the internal audit, before the real auditor, the bigger auditor from the Office of the Auditor General comes, there should be an internal control mechanism put in place, headed by the internal audit team, to audit the operations and the financial operations of an entity. But, Madam Speaker, you find this is lacking. And it is mentioned by members here. We also made a recommendation on that. Madam Speaker, there's what we call statutory deductions. It is very important. This is where even the loans, the SHA, and some other things, when they are deducted, they have to be remitted. And there are laws guiding how this money should be protected and submitted and remitted as required. Madam Speaker, you find like Combe Hospital, they did it late, which is against the law. We made our recommendations, and now the recommendations are directing that all the statutory deductions to be done immediately, and the periodic reconciliations be done, not waiting for the auditor to flag out any issue. Madam Speaker, you have also heard from members that the Monitoring and Evaluation Committee, without, had it that this committee, this department is doing some kind of work, will not be reaching in this kind of situations. Because even before the auditor comes, they will be doing the evaluations, monitoring how the operations of these financial institutions act. But remember, we are paying some people, and there's a head, a director of evaluation and monitoring. And funnily enough, he appeared in one of the audit queries of the executive. And it was quite disappointing to find that he was also asking the committee questions. We should have asked him, but really somebody is confused to an extent where you find such kind of person now doing what is not expected. And we recommended that through to the department of, not the department, but the committee of implementation, to make a follow-up so that they also explain their role and what they are doing to warrant their payment in terms of salaries. Madam Speaker, we are missing a lot of things. Our record management is very poor. When you get to the city, the same. When you get to Revenue Board, it is the same. When you go to Lakefront, it is the same. The record keeping, lack of records. And we expect the Department of Health to be having qualified record keepers. That is where record keepers are being trained. Still, they also have the same problem, and they have the record keepers. There must be a problem with our employees. These people need to be retrained again, so that now we get the best so far. Because really, in a case where we are missing the records, and now the financial statement cannot now be balanced as required, it is quite unfortunate. Inaccuracies, we have a lot of problems because of lack of proper record management. So this is one of our recommendations. We recommended that it is advisable that all the med soups are there to the requirements of records and avail all the records to the auditor at the time of need. Madam Speaker, I thank all the members, and I reply.
Honorable members, now that the motion on adoption of the report of PICPA Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Combe County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 has been presented, seconded, and debated. I went to put a question, and I put that as many as of the opinion that a motion on adoption of the report of PIPA committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 be adopted. Adopted, say aye.
Aye.
As many as the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. And the report on adoption of the report of PIPA committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Kombewa County Level 4 Hospital for the financial year 2024-2025 has been adopted today, Tuesday, 28th April 2026 at 15:28 hours. And I want to direct that the recommendations of this report and that of the House debate be forwarded to the relevant department for action and implementation. I also direct that the implementation committee do a follow-up for the implementation of the same. Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and all members. There's no any other business to be transacted in the order paper.
Honorable members, let's be upstanding. Honorable members, there's no any other business before this honorable house. They'll stand adjourned till tomorrow, Wednesday, 29th April 2026 at 9:00 a.m.